There's this idea going around right now that Christianity is weak, and I just wanted to quickly come on here to explain that it is not. There's three main pillars, three main reasons that people think this. Firstly, turn the other cheek. Secondly, forgiveness. And thirdly, morality. So, firstly, we're going to go into forgiveness. And I'm going to give you an example as to how you can forgive and still be strong. So say someone comes and tries to kill your family, right? Bit of an extreme example. You can, and the only way for you to stop them is to kill them. You can kill them out of love for your family while still not hating that person and still forgiving them. So that's a perfect example of how you can still forgive this person, but the optimal thing for you to do in that situation, the best thing for you to do in that situation, for you to stay aligned with Jesus Christ's teachings, for you to continue to be that protector and continue to be that strong biblical man, is to kill this man, because that's the only way you can stop him from killing your family. And at the same time for you to forgive this man, because you're killing this man out of love for the people that you're protecting. You're not killing him out of hatred for him. So it's like the hardest decisions require the strongest wills. There's a quote from Thanos. So if you look, for example, even in the movies Avengers, Thanos didn't necessarily hate all the people he was killing, but from his knowledge and perception, killing all these people was for the greater good. He didn't necessarily hate them. For all we know, he could have loved them. I mean, he thought he was improving humanity, so if anything, from his perception, he loved humanity because he thought he was saving it. He was doing all that work for them. He didn't hate them, even though the action was him killing all of these people. So that's just another cool, quick example. Secondly, turn the other cheek. Now, you have to understand that when it comes to turn the other cheek, the reason this is because evil can only be overcome with good. And so the reason Jesus Christ, the example in the Bible is if someone steals said thing, go give them another thing. It's because it's demonstrating the position of superiority. If someone's stealing from you, they're less than you, not less than you. They're lower than you in the social hierarchy, they've got less wealth, they're doing way worse than you. Whereas you're doing good because they're stealing from you, they want what you want. So this is a demonstration of your superiority, because turning the other cheek only works when you are the person in the higher position, when you are the person with power. If you're the weaker person and you turn the other cheek, it doesn't mean anything because you couldn't have done anything about it anyway. But if you're the stronger and more powerful person and you turn the other cheek when you could have just completely destroyed that person that did something bad to you, that's when they go, oh shit. That's what makes them, what makes the evil within them disappear and the good overtake them. So turn the other cheek doesn't mean if someone comes and tries to hurt you or your family, you turn the other cheek, you let them. If someone comes and slaps you, you turn the other cheek. No. Let me give you an example. It means if you're so capable that someone come up to you with a knife and you could disarm, to try and kill you, and you could disarm them and then restrain them, you disarm them and then restrain them. Most people would kill them, but because Jesus obviously loves everyone and he teaches us to love, you disarm them. They just come to kill you and you disarm them, and you tell them it's okay. They're gonna be like, holy fuck, I just tried to kill this guy. He's way stronger than me. He's disarmed me. I ain't got a chance in hell of hurting him. He could kill me right now, and he hasn't. That's what turning the other cheek means. So the teaching turn the other cheek is actually demanding extreme strength, because you have to be so capable to turn the other cheek. You have to be so powerful and capable to turn the other cheek, and for it to be effective. But most people, they don't have the capability or the power to turn the other cheek. So it's a very very hard teaching to follow. That's why you have to understand the logic within the teaching, because once you understand the logic of turning the other cheek, the evil can only be overcome with good, and you have to have the position of power in order to turn the other cheek. Once you understand that logic, you understand that someone slapping you in the face and you turning the other cheek isn't what it's saying, isn't what it's teaching. Because if someone slaps you in the face and you turn the other cheek, you're teaching them that they can slap other people in the face. You're giving them positive reinforcement for slapping you in the face. But Jesus teaches us to love everybody. He teaches men especially to be leaders. So if someone slaps you in the face, you need to give them some form of negative reinforcement so they're taught not to do it again. But it's about having that self-control that Jesus teaches us to have, so that when you do go to give them that negative reinforcement, you don't fall into the hatred and start, knocking them out and beating on them. You just do what is necessary to teach them not to do that again. Because that's optimal, just like a child, because that is optimal for their own selves, for their own character, for their own future long term. And this is why it's so important to forgive, because if someone slaps you in the face and you don't forgive them, you're going to fall into that state of hating them. You're going to beat on them, you're going to knock them out, you're going to go crazy. Whereas if you forgive them, you're able to have that stoic self-control that Jesus teaches to stop yourself from, knocking them out, and only doing what is necessary to teach them not to do it again. Because knocking them out, all that other stuff, that's all lack of self-control, emotional, ego, weak stuff. But turning the other cheek, it doesn't mean like, for example, marry Emmanuel, I'm pretty sure his name is. When that guy come up to him to stab him with the knife, he shouldn't have just, cowered away. God bless him, but God wouldn't teach you to cower away. God would teach you to stop him, prevent him from doing it, and being capable enough to prevent him from doing it, by the way. Like, people fail to understand God's command for men to be seriously capable is so extreme. The capability you need to turn the other cheek is just on another level, which is what Emmanuel should have done in that situation. As a Christian man, he was called to be capable of stopping that kid, that boy, from stabbing him, disarming him, telling him no, like an adult to a child, and still showing his love for him, still showing his forgiveness. And we forgive because, well, as Jesus says, hate the sin, not the sinner. We're all embodied by these evil. Some of us end up being possessed by some kind of evil spirit. We're all products of our environments, and the only way you can save somebody is by showing love, is by being good. And when you turn the other cheek, when you stop the evil spirit from fulfilling, when you stop the person from fulfilling the evil spirit's will through your own good and love, what are you doing? You're showing them that your good, your love, and your good spirit is more powerful and better than the evil that has embodied them. And that would be an unconscious process that would go on within their head and their body, which is part of what causes the moment of shock, the wow, the thing that turns them from evil to good in the moment. So people fail to understand the extreme capability that Jesus demands you to possess as a man. I mean, in and of itself, being able to disarm somebody with a knife is just another level of serious capability. Like, I mean, you probably can't name one man that can confidently say he believes that he can 100% do that. But that's the capability that Jesus is telling you to have. Jesus, when he tells you to protect, he's telling you to be capable of handling any threat that faces your family. That's what you're called to do as a Christian man. And not just handle the threats, but be able to turn whoever is acting out those threats, be able to turn them from evil to good. I don't think you understand like the extreme level, the extreme amount of strength you need as a man to do that, not just physically, mentally, and the amount of competence you need to do is on another level. If you truly follow Jesus Christ's teachings, you will become the most articulate, most stoic, most masculine, most physically capable man that you can possibly be. Because when Jesus says something as simple as protect your family, he's demanding you to be beyond capable. And then when he says turn the other cheek, that is just another level of competence and capability that is required. Because most people think they're turning the other cheek because when someone comes and punches them, they can't do anything about it. That's not turning the other cheek. If someone punches you and you can't do anything about it, they don't give a shit if you don't do anything about it. But if someone punches you and you could kill them on the spot right there and then, but you don't, and you just restrain them and tell them not to do that again, and that Jesus loves them, they're overwhelmed with emotion. They're like, this guy could have just killed me within 2 seconds after I tried to kill him, and he chose not to because of Jesus. That's the level of capability that God is demanding off of you. Like, you have to look into these teachings and understand the logic behind these teachings and how they're very aligned with psychology and biology and things like this. So turning the other cheek is a very psychological transformation that is caused when you act it out on other people. But the most important thing is just understanding that you need the position of superiority in order to turn the other cheek. Otherwise, it's ineffective.